live event. This is the Crafter's Choice event. Sorry for some confusion getting the live going here. We had one of our girls is not well, so well wishes to Leah. She won't be joining us tonight, but that means Christy and I get to hang out just a little bit longer with everyone. And I'm super excited to share with you this fun folio book that I've been working on. And we're going to add some things to it today. So let me just show you how it's going. This was made on 2 Facebook Lives. I used Canvas panel here for the front and the back. Hi, Marilyn. Hi, Sage. Kitty, kitty, if you're watching. Anyways, this is a no-sew folio. It's bound together with some ribbon. You can see I've got some fun wired ribbon there. And then it was made with envelopes and some scrapbook papers. This is a coin envelope. And these are just black, I believe they're A2 size envelopes. So we're going to see if we can somehow add a tag in here. I don't know if I really have any room left, but we'll see. If not, maybe I can make it for the back because the back is a little plain compared to the front. And the front has this corrugated cardboard on there that's been die cut, and I love that. Hello, whoever just joined me. I can't see who you are, but hello, hello, and welcome in to my messy desk. So I have been having fun using these. There you are. Hi, Kathleen. First time here. Oh, I'm so glad that you're here. Thank you for loving my videos. And yeah, it's a little messier when I'm live. Anyways, I have been really enjoying these mini project sheets that are by 3/4 Designs, and they are in New Zealand. They do have a Facebook page, which is facebook.com/3/4 Designs. And we're going to have a play and see what we can do. I did one of these earlier today for a different live on Facebook. So if you missed that one, definitely check it out. It turned out really good. So the first things that we have to do is cut this out. And my apologies for not having this done. But since we have a little more time on the live today, since Leah is not joining us, I can spend a little more time with you guys while I cut this out. Now, one thing I really enjoy about these fussy cuts, and I can't even believe I'm saying that because I don't normally like fussy cutting, but these ones are pretty easy to do. They don't take very long. They're pretty easy to follow, and I love that. Greatly appreciated for those of us who don't see very good. Now, sometimes also when I cut these out, I will leave this little strip here or some little extra room. Hi, Cynthia. So that way you have options. If you want to make it like a little flip, you can have like a little flip flap. A little bit of some binding there. So sometimes I like to leave that until I'm totally sure what's happening with my project. So there we go. That is a good size tag. You know, I think it might just be good for the back. Look at this. It's almost perfect, actually. So we'll have to see how this goes together and see if I like it there on the back. Hi, Christy. There's Christy from Christy's Crafty Cottage. She is our host for the Artistry Collective live events. And she will be on after me. Typically, Leah from Make All the Things With Me is here with us, but she is not feeling well today. So send her well wishes. Go like and follow her page. Show her the love. Do all the things. Hi, Kathleen. All those YouTube things. And I have to say, I'm super excited to be live with you guys today. I'm back in my craft room. I was traveling. So I made it home from North Carolina, and hello to all my friends and family in North Carolina. Some of them are not feeling well after I left, so sending them well wishes and wish that I could be there. But, you know, I'm also happy to be home. I get to see my little sprout tonight, so you keep kicking yourself out. That's okay. Well, that's not fun for you to watch it that way, but hopefully you got it now and you can hang out here. Okay, so these awesome little mini projects are so great. They come with all kinds of things. They don't give you any instructions though, which I know for some people can be a little frustrating, but it's actually kind of great because then you can decide how it goes. And we used one of these for the cover of this book here that we made at the Junk Journal Retreat. And it was really fun to see how everyone put this together. So this was another tag project from from 3/4 Designs. I made mine into a little pocket here so that this little tag, heart tag, slips right into the pocket. Some of the ladies put their little heart somewhere else, and it was just so much fun to see everybody's interpretation of the same thing. That one did have a picture. I don't know why they have a picture for some and not for others. Maybe that one was just more of a favorite. Isn't that great? Yes. I do still have some of those kits from the retreat. And if anybody is interested in getting one of those, you shared to Facebook. Thank you. Let me know. You can just send me a message. Our email here is frappsandscraps@hotmail.com. And if that doesn't work for whatever reason, you can also message me on Facebook. All right, let's see. So see how quickly this all cuts out. I've already got 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces, and it's just fabulous. It's mostly just square stuff until you get into where these little flowers and butterflies are. But even those really aren't that bad. So let's see. I know it's no fun to watch people fussy cut stuff out, but hopefully we won't spend half the live doing that. Yay, there's 6 friends in the house. Hello, everyone. Welcome in. Let's go ahead and cut around these. Now, I loved these flowers when we used them on the other project. What's so fun about these is you can cut them out. It's a real easy to cut them out in all of their even detail here. So you can just see it's really easy to follow along. And you've been doing a lot of fussy cutting. Ugh, I'm sorry. It is not my favorite. Like I said, I struggle to see contrast at all. So I try to avoid it at all costs. However, I do a lot with digitals, and then I've been really enjoying these little mini projects, and it's really great to have a good pair of scissors. And if you just let your paper lead the way, it goes by pretty quick, really, especially for these ones. They don't have a lot of intricate detail, and I greatly appreciate that. From a bunch of Etsy kits, yes. Some of those digitals are just so beautiful, you can't help yourself. I have really enjoyed the digitals that I work with. I work with both Guided Creations and Rach and Bella Crafts. I'm on their design teams. And who would have ever thought that? Because I used to be the girl that was like, no, I can't do digitals. And here I am on the design team for 2 beautiful designers of online creations. I also sometimes guest design for Line Dot Arrow, and I really love all of those digitals. They get you every time. Yes, so many amazing ones. And they really cater to folios and junk journals and all the great things. So if you haven't checked out digitals, definitely give them a try. I used to think like, nah, not really for me. If I have to pay for the ink and the paper, what really is the deal? But you know what? The ink and the paper is totally worth it because you get so many options. And if you were to buy paper, scrapbook paper, let's face it, we buy those big stacks, right? And a lot of times they just wind up hanging out. I can look around my craft room right now and see so many that I haven't used because I guess I'm just hoarding them. I don't know. I like to buy them, but then I usually will use 1 or 2 pages out of it, and then the stack just sits there. With a digital, you don't have that. I store all of my digital files in Google Drive, so it doesn't clog up my phone as far as the space goes. And yeah, absolutely. I will definitely do that, Christy. And then I just print out the ones that I want, which is really great because you can print them all because, you know, they're all beautiful. But sometimes you just need one or two, or maybe you want like your whole journal or whatever to have the same pages. And you have the option to do that. You're not limited to just however many came in the stack. And you can print on so many fun things. I have found I really, really enjoy printing on things like business card paper that you can find really cheaply in thrift stores. I like printing on glassine bags. And some people even print on fabric, so you can really make things match your digital and however you want to go about it. So lots and lots of options when you're using digitals. Look at this beautiful iris. I have an iris garden. I don't have any blue ones. I need to get some blue ones. I do have purple. I have a variety of purples, yellows, and white. Something back here behind me is just falling, and it's great that you can print as many as you want. That's right, and print on so many different materials. Absolutely, I love that. And you can even manipulate the size of the pages and print down smaller ones if you need them, or you can make a page as big as you need it to go. And I just love that you have all of the options to be creative with. So it's super, super great. And if you haven't ever tried printing on book page, oh my goodness, it is so great. I absolutely love it. You can even print on envelopes. You can print on just so many things. Okay, so let's see. This one here. Now, when I cut out these butterflies, I don't cut out these tiny, tiny little antennae. I snip them off and then I draw them back in once I figure out where they're going to be located. I just draw them in with a micron pen and they get to have their antenna back. So they get a little snip surgery and then I give it back. Yes, printed. I don't know what it is about printed book pages, but it's just so beautiful. You can print on music pages as well. You just have so many options. And I really love printing my digitals on an off-white cardstock as well. Now, one thing to be said about that, if you're printing on an off-white cardstock, it does change the color of your printable, which is why I do that, first of all. I kind of like it to be a little more of a vintage vibe or a softer vibe. But if you don't like that, you can always print on white cardstock, or you can just print on white paper, your printer paper, and then you can glue it onto whatever colored cardstock that you want and cut it out that way. So lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of options. Did I say that already? Lots and lots and lots of options. And it's so great. All right, so like I said, I just kind of loosely snip these little butterflies. And I think these are like the hardest thing to cut out. Maybe that iris, I don't know. And then we'll lay this out and see how we think it's going to go. We're just about there, guys. Just about there. Thanks for bearing with me while I cut this all out. I was kind of torn what to do today. Crafter's choice is always fantastic, but then it's like, oh, what do I do? So, I've got this fun little stopwatch. I love that. Stopwatches or clocks and butterflies always seem to be like the timeless things you can always put in a junk journal page. No matter what it is, you can always fit it in somewhere. See how I'm just driving it around with the paper. I'm just letting the paper be the guide. And the scissors they're kind of the tool, but really they don't move much, which is great. Okay, here we go. Now these ones are going to be a little more challenging for me. I can hardly see them. I can tell there's like a flower there, kind of white. I also have really enjoyed adding flowers and things to these projects as well. The other one I did today was on my Facebook Live. It had 3 interactive pieces and brads and eyelets and all the things. All right, let's just leave this one like this, and we can cut those out as we figure out where it's going to go. Now, this one here has a piece of lace, and this whole little project is great because you can choose to use the pieces that are there. Hi, Karen. Or you can, you know, if in this case, we could add lace, real lace, if we want to. And that would be great. Let's just go ahead and kind of loosely cut this out. Excuse me. Got the hiccups today. Pouring the coffee, greatly appreciated. My lives over here haven't gotten as much attention as my Facebook lives, but that's okay. I do have almost 300 videos over here. In fact, I think I have more than 300 videos over here. And I've been on YouTube longer. I just haven't been doing lives here as long. So I love both platforms, though, and I love my friends on all of the platforms. And it's great that some of you are everywhere. I'm also on Instagram. I have a link tree. If you aren't following me on all of those platforms, I would love it if you take a look and find me. I try to post a little bit different content across all of the platforms I'm on, but sometimes it is duplicated. All right, let's see what we can do with this thing. Finally. I have been using and loving my Scorched Timber Distress ink, so we'll be distressing this up next. I don't think I'm going to use this as a hinge, but I totally could. So the way you use it as a hinge is you just score right along your line there, and then it would give you a little flap. But I don't think I'm going to need that today, so I'm just going to go ahead and cut it off. But I do like leaving that option there when I cut out my things. So let's just give that. And this is our pretty good weighted paper. It's not like printer paper. It's kind of like that heavier scrapbook paper, so it really gives you a good base to work with. I'm guessing maybe about 65-pound weight if I had to call it something. Now we can glue this on. That would be great. Let's give it some ink. Where did my little dabber go? Probably one of the things I tipped off of here. As I was setting up, I had a little tweak of everything went to the floor. I love when that happens. It's my handle. Where did it go? Oh no. All right, let me just get down from this chair for 1 second and see if I can find this handle. I guess that means it is beyond time to clean this space up. There it is. I found it. Okay. My problem is I go from one event to the next, one live to the next. And then in my free time, I try to do things like orders and hang out with my grandbabies and hang out with my family. And before I know it, I'm due for the next thing again. And I know you have Scorched Timber and the burlap. Yes, I love them both. Anyways, yeah, I know if I start taking this room apart, it is going to take days to put it back together. So no fun, but it is, I do need to invest the time in here. I have one new piece of furniture to go in here, one old piece of furniture to get out. Always something. But then I think I will mostly have my white furniture in here. It's not all IKEA furniture, but it will be mostly all white, except for one big piece I have that I tried to paint white and it just didn't paint well. I like the white color because then I can just kind of go with whatever I want to add to it. Kind of gives me that brightness and allows me to just add whatever I have. Okay, so again, like I said, there's no picture of how this is supposed to go, so I'm just going to kind of lay it out and we'll see if we like how it looks, and yeah, we'll just go from there. Ooh, I like this piece. It says beautiful, and we'll give it some of that Scorched Timber on the edge. Now I'm really liking Scorched Timber. I was a huge fan of Ground Espresso. Hi, Dee Dee. And it gives you that dark contrast, and this is even a little bit darker, which is fantastic. So that is all this is doing, is just providing a little bit of an edge. Now, I know some people don't like the vintage look, and that's okay. Some people don't like grungy. You can use any other inks, any other colors, whatever it is that you like. But when I fussy cut out, sometimes I miss some areas. See how that's like really white along the edge? If you just dab your ink right along the edge there, it hides all of that nonsense. So you don't have to be a perfect fussy cutter, which works out absolutely wonderful for me because I am not. And let's go ahead and glitter up our butterflies. I kind of have a little personal rule. Things with wings need to sparkle. So I want to make sure I get some glitter on those. My favorite glitter right now for the butterflies, and I thought there was 2 of them. Where did the other one go? There it is the Stickles Color Waterfall, which actually kind of looks like a blue, but when you use it, it's not really blue. Whoops. I'm sure maybe if you put it on white or something, it would look more blue. I don't know. Okay, so we have a couple of choices with these. We can just go to town with our glitter all over all the wings, or we can glitter up the black parts or just the white parts. I think I'm just going to glitter up just the white parts, and we'll see how that looks. We can always add more. I guess that is kind of giving it a little bit of a blue hue, but it doesn't pour out blue as much as you might think it will. Okay, so there's that. We're going to let that one sit and dry. And then we'll do this one. Maybe we have like a mama and baby butterfly there. And they can twin because they're related or something. And since this one is a little bit bigger, you can kind of see those little white dots on the edge of the wing here. So we could put little blobs of the glitter along those little dots too. And even if you don't get it perfect, it still looks beautiful in the end. Look at that. I love that. All right. And my nails are covered in ink from doing this project earlier, this book. I have been covered in ink for like the last 3 or 4 days. I like glitter too, Kathleen. It's so great. Okay. And all right. So now those are drying. We've got our fun little page here. And we have to decide how we want this all to stagger together. We could make a pocket out of this. That could be nice. Could have a little pocket at the top. Where we could tuck in some of these little things here. This is kind of fun. And then there's these words here that say, use your wings to fly. And on the front of this, I have something of kind of the same context about something flight. I forget what it says. We'll turn it back over before we're done. All right, let's cut these out real quick and we can see how we want these to be. And with that flower right there, that rose flower, I will crinkle it all up and give it some dimension. I absolutely love how that looks. So that will be those are really bright white. We're going to need to ink them up a little bit here. And I love this, like I said, super easy to cut out. Wings. And then we have to fly. And we can even kind of leave a little bit of a loose edge around the pieces there. Okay. It's funny, I almost kind of wish I knew like what the designer had in mind, but I guess maybe it's fun for them to see what everybody else wants to do with their design. So this could go here, and we could tuck this little clock in there. That could be fun. Or this piece could go up here as like a little tag flap. Use your wings. We have to save room for the butterflies too, to fly. That could be like that, and we could put this a little scattering of these here, and then there's some other flowers. Although I did not use this iris or this one, we don't have to use all of the pieces, so you know, don't feel pressured like you have to use every single piece if you get something like this. I don't know if I like that. I might could just use real lace on there. I haven't decided yet. I love this butterfly, and of course I'll have to glitter that one up as well. It wouldn't be a wing thing on my project if I didn't glitter it up. Let's see. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That'll still give us an odd number if I use all of these little flowers. And on the one I did earlier today, I put in eyelets and brads and all kinds of things. Yeah, I do like that. And then we'll have butterflies to put in somewhere as well. How are we doing? What does everybody think so far? I don't know where I'm going to use this word beautiful. I might not even use it on this one. I might just keep it use your wings to fly. Yay, we've got some thumbs up. That helps a lot. Thank you so much. There is another little flower. And trying to like overlap things creates more interest. So I really like doing that. It creates also some extra depth. I will put some, you're kind of mesmerized watching. Oh, good. Okay. So then we can tuck this one like right back in there. And of course you could use like some 3D foam tape and add them above and beyond, like, you know, to stagger things. Let's put some ink on this. This is just so white. It's kind of making me a little, I don't know what, a little like, what is going on? Oh, thank you, Cynthia. Okay, so we'll messy this up just a little bit. So you can see easily what that does to these white pieces. It just kind of makes it blend a little more. And I also have some fun stencils I want to put on underneath before we glue this tag down to the back of this book. It's so funny. I started this folio with really no plan, had no idea where it was going to go, and now I absolutely love it. That happens to me quite a lot. I don't always love everything, but you know, sometimes I always say to just let the project lead you wherever it wants to go, because you'll be amazed. Trust the process, as some people will say, to fly. And then maybe we'll put that little butterfly down there, and we'll put the bigger butterfly over here somewhere. Okay. Now, what I was saying here about this rose, so this is what it looks like now. Hello there. That's kind of clever. Your name is hi there. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to crinkle it and wrinkle it all up. And don't worry, we'll fix it. It will just make it look a little more like a rose because the petals will have some texture and dimension to them. So we got to break down the paper fibers all around. So just kind of let it crinkle as you go along here. And sometimes it helps if you add a little bit of water to the back of the paper, but I can feel it breaking down and it's totally okay without that. All right, now we're going to go ahead and add some ink to the edges. It'll get rid of some of that white edges from cutting. Adding in some depth and dimension here. And I'm going to put a little bit of ink right there so it doesn't come through. Okay. So see how that looks? I mean, it looks a little crinkled and wrinkled and weathered now, and that's the look I'm going for. If that's not your look, then that is totally okay. You don't have to do it this way. I love it because it just gives it a little more, I feel like it gives it a little more texture and interest. Thank you. My ink dauber is actually from 4 Girls Stole My Heart on Etsy. Jennifer, her and her husband, she designs the ink handles, and they're called Hubby Love handles. And her husband made a 3D printer that would print out some really amazing tools for crafters. Yes, pouncer, dabber, holder, whatever you want to call it. She calls them Hubby Love handles, and I think that's amazing. So go check her out. She's tell her Shauna sent you from Frapps and Scraps. She is called 4 Girls Stole My Heart on Etsy, and she is wonderful. Okay, let's grunge this one up just a little bit too while we are grunging here. And it doesn't even have to be that we're grunging. We're just getting rid of some of that white. See how that was white in between there? I'm not about to fussy cut those out. Some people will. Some people use their X-Acto knife and their little tiny craft knife and cut those out. And if that's what you do, that is great. You do you. I'm not about to do it. Okay, so I think right here, what I like to do is add dimension to some of my pieces. So I'm going to go ahead and jab this right here with my pokey tool. Try not to jab my fingers so it goes right through. It's really super sharp. We've got a hole there, and then I'm going to try not to smear my stickles that's drying. There we go. And then I have a fun little box of these little spinners. And we're going to go ahead and add one of those with a brad, and it will have moving dimension. And I love that. Did I say I love that? I love when things are interactive and can move. And this could be like the second hand on this little stopwatch, or whatever you want to envision that it is. Now this brad fit through here earlier today. There we go. Perfect. Go ahead and close our brad down. See, and now we have like a second hand that spins and moves, and I love that. Okay. So we're going to use some glue. I'm using Barely Art glue. I do use a variety of glues. I like this one because it gives me a second to move things around if I need to. And I can still use this precision tip. Actually, let's use a little bit of a stencil before. Let's put some letters on this postcard. I just got some new stencils. They are from All in Create, and I absolutely love them. Let's see. This one has all kinds of like love. There's one other one that has some fun scriptiness there. A moment in time we'll never forget. I think I want this one. Okay, kind of goes with my butterflies and my little time clock, so that will be fun. And we'll just go ahead and stencil that on to our little postcard. Now we don't have to know what it says. In this case, we can see what it says, but we don't have to. Just to have it be fun, we're just going to put it here, and I'm just going to stencil across. We're not going to get the whole thing, but we're going to get some lettering, and that will be great. And we won't be able to see it all either, but we'll at least have it there in the background. And we can't even see it at all because it didn't work. Great. Well, let's try it again if I set it down completely flat, and we'll see if it will work this way. That one has glue on it. Let's try it one more time. Maybe I need to do it with archival ink. I don't know. Nah, it's not holding it. So let's do this. Let's sand it just a little bit. We could put a little bit of gesso too if we wanted it to. This has kind of a glossy sheen on it. So sometimes ink just won't stick to it very good. Okay. Let's try again, see if we can get some of this ink to stick there. You can see it's trying to stick there. Gotta really try to squish it through. Well, it still didn't work that great. All right, well. Here's what we can do. Well, there's a will, there's a way. Let's do this. I'm gonna put this right back on here again. And I'll turn this down so you guys can see a little better. I'm just going to use my micron pen. And I'm going to just trace along. Now this might not be for everybody because this is taking a little bit of patience, but I think it's going to pay off. We'll see. Now, if you have good handwriting, you could also just write it along. But this is what you can do if you don't like your handwriting. Am I liking that? Yeah, see, there we go. Now, I think I could probably write this faster, but that's all right. I can write in cursive and a little bit in calligraphy, but my handwriting is not always that great. I seem to kind of confuse my handwriting. I will write, I guess, normally, and then all of a sudden I'll be writing all in capitals, and then the next word will be kind of a mishmash of capitals and whatever. And then I go back and forth between all capitals and not all capitals. I don't know when that happened because for my younger years in school, we were definitely taught the appropriate way to use punctuation and capitalization and all the things. But I guess now they're just more excited if you write anything. Which is good and bad. I mean, it's great that they're accepting of those of us that don't know how to do fun, beautiful handwriting things, but it is also kind of sad that this way of writing is kind of becoming a thing of the past. My grandmother used to have the most beautiful handwriting. I loved her writing. All right, let's see. Am I doing anything aside from making a mess? Like I said, this way does take a little bit of some patience. my second grade teacher taught us calligraphy, which was wonderful, except for she took it very seriously. And if you did any of your strokes incorrectly from the way that she said, she would walk around the room, and if she saw you making an incorrect pen stroke, she'd whack your hands with a ruler. I remember my hands used to be so red when I'd come home from school. All right, how'd we do? There we go. That looks kind of fun. I think any kind of typography should not be stressful, should just be beautiful and fun and your own version of it. Of course, you got to learn the basics, but you know, should just be fun. All right, I'm going to try and smear that out just a little bit so it still kind of goes with our aesthetic. Hi, Linda. Okay, we'll put some ink on here just to kind of blend it back in, make it look a little more worn. And we can kind of crinkly wrinkle it up too. There we go. And I think that looks really fun. Looks like our postcard was actually maybe sent to someone. Okay, now let's go back to the construction here and get our piece going together. And I just realized I didn't ink this one. And you can see it doesn't take a lot of ink, just a quick little swipe around the whole thing here. Perfect. Now that could go this way, but I think I kind of like it this way. It could make a cute little tab. So let's just fold this in half and we'll see what's going to look like as a tab. Yep, I think that will do it. Gonna look really cute there. Perfect. Okay. So let's go ahead and build this little postcard piece first. This is the one. I think I need more glue on there now. Let's do it. So the best thing about this is it's all paper-to-paper gluing. So whatever glue you like to use for your paper-to-paper glue works just fabulously. Put that piece there. This piece is going to go right here. And I want it to be in such a way that this can still spin at least a little bit. And I like this glue because it gives me a second if I change my mind or need to move it. I've got a little second to play, which is good for me. Okay, just go ahead and put some glue. I'm not going to glue on top of that brad because I do want the spinner to be able to move, but I'll glue all the other parts of it there. And again, like I said, I kind of want some things to overlap a little bit just to give it some interest. And my clock, I have just a little askewed, and I like that. Okay. Glue this rose, and it's okay if it hangs a little bit off the edge, totally fine. And we might not be able, ooh, I'm sticking my stuff in the glitter over here. See, that's what happens when I stickle while I'm creating. It's always bad. I always forget where my stuff is. All right, here we go. What was I telling you? Yep, it's gone. Sorry, guys. Oh, I kind of leave little gaps here while I'm trying to glue. So that way I can have things go above and around and do all of the things. That's okay. I like that one underneath there. And then maybe this one will go on top. So let's just sneak a little bit of glue underneath of here. Perfect. And then, like I said, if you like your 3-dimensional dots or glue, or tape or whatever you have, you can easily add that here as well. Put some things at different heights. So that is how that one's going to look. I love that. And then let's see. Now this guy here, I think I'm going to go ahead and put an eyelet back there. So let's take all this stuff off. Is everybody still with me? All right, I'm going to go ahead and put this one just like this. I'm going to go ahead and glue it, but then we'll put in an eyelet as well. And I think we'll try that stencil again here on this canvas panel. Now you can use a stencil, you can use a scripty font stamp, you can use any kind of paint or background or whatever you'd like. Not a lot of it's going to show, but I do still kind of want something on these edges with some interest. So let's see what we can do. I just put that stencil away. You used to make jewelry and you're always looking for uses of stuff you have left, like little clock charms. Yes, the clock charms are some of my favorite pieces to use. And you can also use, you know, little pieces like charms on the front here. I do have a little charm. So that is another way you can use them. You can use jewelry as closures and things like that too. The front says, "Don't forget to fly." All right, this time I'm going to make this go this way, and we'll see if we can get this. Actually, I wonder if distressed paint would work better. That color is not going to show up very good, though. We'll see here. There is a little bit of something going on. Can kind of see it. I need to get a little closer to the edge. Perfect. Can't really tell entirely what it is, but that's okay. It's just for some interest. So it'd be just like we stamped this up here. That is a part of mixed media projects some people don't understand. They're like, why do it if you're not going to see it? But you do see a little bit of it, and it makes you wonder, what's going on there? And that's why you do it. It just looks neat. It adds some interest. And it becomes kind of part of the process. Just another layer. Okay, I think I might get more interest out of this from a scripty font stamp, but that's all right. I am using these stencils. I just got them. So it's always great to use the new things that you bring into your space. There we go. Little something going on there. Not a lot, but that's all right. It doesn't need to be big to have a little bit of an impact and interest there. I like to just, I use mostly distress inks with my stencils. So a wet wipe or a paper towel or cloth with some water helps me keep my stencils in good repair. I know some people have like a little tray of water or a little bowl of water, dish of water, whatever you want to call it. I can't do that. I don't trust myself. I would have it spilled in no time flat. All right, let's put a little more ink along the top of this edge here. These, again, are just some canvas panels. These ones are gotten from the Dollar Tree, but you can find them other places. Like Dick Blick is a company I used to buy a lot of my canvas from. Michaels also carries canvas, and these are just flat back canvas panels. And they make really great book covers, fronts and backs, if you don't like using real books to do that, or chipboard. I do like using chipboard. I also like using books, but sometimes it's just fun to create different books of different recipes, I guess. Different supplies, different challenges. Okay, and this one is a no-sew book, so it's really fun to make this. All right, let's see how we're doing now. So this one is going to glue here, and see how those extra little inky edges that we did with the stenciling, it just kind of shows around there. Can't really tell what it is, but it looks like something. And I think I'm going to use some, maybe we'll turn on the Ryobi and we'll use some hot glue to glue it to the canvas. Look at this, all this glue leakage. Oh, it drives me crazy. Now, some people use those. They use those glue leaky things, and they heat them with their heat gun and make like little glue dots. I thought that was so cool when I heard of that idea, but I don't have the patience. I just kind of, yep, and move on. Okay, while we're waiting for that to heat up, let's put an eyelet here because I think it will be interesting. And the eyelets that I'm using are 3/16 eyelets, and I'll be using, of course, the Crocodile as my eyelet setter. Eyelets have to be set in order to do their job. So we'll use the 3/16 hole punch side of our Crocodile. And we'll try to get it in the middle-ish. And then we'll be using the A1 setting on our dial pieces. Put this in here. Maybe. There we go. And the little pokey piece goes to the top. Hi, Tomorrow. Tomorrow's in the house, guys. And we'll just give it a little squeeze, just so it flattens out perfectly on the back there. And I want to do some more ink along the top here now that we've got that on there. I'll ink up some of the back because I think that might be seen on the back of our little project here. Okay, so that is going to glue down just like that. And like I said, I think the back part is going to be seen a little bit. We could maybe trim it off just a hair, and I think I might do that. Bring in the trimmer because I cannot cut straight to save my life. And we'll just give it a little smidge of a trim. Not going to measure. Ugh, that one needs a new blade already. And so because it did that, I'm just going to take my scissors and kind of try and get some of those little ruffly pieces out, or maybe ruffle them up a little more, whichever way it works. Okay, and let's go ahead and put some ink because I cut off all the ink I already did. There we go. Now let's see if that fits just a little better. It does. So now when we look at it from the top, we're not going to see all that stuff on the back or the bottom. Just going to be a little better of a fit. And hopefully everything else still fits as well. We didn't change it too much. So this piece is going to, maybe it's going to have to overlap on top of our piece up here. Or if we were to hurry before that glue sets, might be able to get it to lay. I kind of like that. So let's see if we can pick it up there. There we go. It will just lay like that. Yeah, so when we glue this down, which I guess we could now. Yeah, let's just go ahead and glue that piece down. Now the closure for this book is just a ribbon closure, but it does tie on the side, so it's not going to interfere with any of the things that I have on the back here, which is great. But we do want to remember it is the back side of things, so if you're somebody who likes to seal things, you could definitely use a sealer, or just really make sure you get things glued down well. So that I'm going to want to glue down again here, all the way to the edge. There we go. I like that. I like the layers. How are we doing? You guys still with me? You got the tag maker from Tool Time Tuesday at Hobby Lobby today. Oh, that's awesome. So great. I'm guessing you probably found this one. Okay. So now there's this piece of lace, and I haven't... Yep, that's the one you got. Awesome. You're going to love it. I'm telling you, I love it. I just don't know about this lace. Nope, I think that little piece of lace is going to not go right there. We could put a piece of real lace, and I think that would be more to my liking. Let's see. Oh, here we go. I have this piece that's got a little tinge of blue, and I think that would suit me a little bit better here. So we could put this underneath, and I'll just add that little subtle something there. I do think I like that. And then this can go over here. Yep, I think that's what we're gonna do, guys. So hopefully this Ryobi is all set. Now I like using hot glue for my trims. If you don't, that's okay. You can use your Fabri-Tac or 3-in-1, or I could have stitched this because it's not glued on there yet. So any of those things will work. If you're using hot glue, I like gluing one end and just getting it straight first. Then I don't feel like I'm fighting it the whole time trying to glue it into place. And then I can just pick up the rest of it and kind of lay it down right into place. And then I use usually a silicone brush to kind of press it down. I can't do those silicone fingers. My brain just does not work that way. Usually what happens is I'll wind up using every finger but the one with the silicone finger tip on. There we go. I love that. Now we could put that on this side too. What do you guys think? Should we do 2 or just 1? I think it kind of looks nice on both sides. What do you guys think? Both sides or just 1? I think I'm more partial to both sides. It is just kind of a subtle lace, so it's not taking up... You like it on both too? Both. Okay, good. I'm glad it's not just me. It is kind of a more of a subtle lace, so it's not really taking up a lot of the, you know, it's not really taking over. I'm going to put that one up just a little bit so I can cut it at an angle like the other side is. And then we'll just go ahead and glue this down. Now, one thing to be said, if you're using hot glue, make sure you go through and get all of your hot glue strings. Nobody likes to get a project covered in glue strings. And it just takes a second to either grab them off with a silicone brush or even use your heat tool, and it'll just melt them away. All right, so we'll just snip this one off here, snip this one off here, snip it off at the bottom. And I'll just see if there's any of that glue strings back there. And there's not, so that's great. And I'm going to go ahead and glue this one down. Now I am going to put some of my other glue, but I feel like the hot glue is really going to be our gluing source to this canvas, because while this glue glues pretty good, it's just probably not going to hold it very good to this canvas. So I'm going to be pretty giving with the hot glue. I got to hurry because I don't know about you guys, but my glue dries super quickly. I see some of these crafters, they'll glue a picture and they'll glue everything, and man, my glue is already like hardened. And then I like to really make sure I press this hot glue down so it doesn't leave those lumpy bumpies that hot glue can leave. Also keep in mind, if you're gluing with hot glue and there is an eyelet or a brad or anything like that, it will get hot as well because the hot glue is hot. All right, there we go. I love that already. That just looks wonderful. I didn't know if I was going to do a back cover on here, but I'm really glad that I am because I do love it. Okay, so this is going to go on here. And then we have these words. So it's use your wings to, where did the other piece go? Oh no. To fly. There it is. Let's see. Use your wings to fly. And I think I'm going to overlap the bottom ones just like that. Just a little bit there. And then we can put in these butterflies. And now we're gluing again back to paper, so I can switch back to my Barely Art glue. Now, I've got a little butterfly here, which I did not glitter yet. And then I have both this larger butterfly, which hopefully is dry now because I think I've touched it about 1,000,000 times. Which I think I want to put up here. So I want to make sure I have these in the order that makes sense. So we can do use your wings. And then at the bottom, we can do to fly and maybe put this little tiny butterfly. Or maybe we don't need the tiny butterfly. I don't know, because there's already one right there. Although right there wouldn't look bad. We could put this one more like this. I do still like that overlapped. There we go. What do we think, guys? And then we'll draw those antennas back on as well. I think I'm going to go ahead and glue this one down. Will be, hello, Diana. We'll be pretty forthcoming with the glue here because I want this piece to stick really good. And we're going to go right over the lace on both sides. And that's kind of dividing up our tag as well. So we're just going to hold it for a second. Make sure everything gets good and glued down, because this is the back of our book. So, you know, it will get some wear and tear just being the back of the book. That still spins even though it's glued down, which I think is great. I love moving pieces and parts. I want this one. Oh, we could even let it overlap a little bit there. Let them kind of touch, and then we can still see a little bit of that as well. So I'm going to go ahead and start gluing this one down here. Again, pretty liberal with the glue. Even if it seeps out just a little bit, that tells me that I got it good into the edge. And if this hangs off the edge, that's okay. You just have to remember, though, when you have things hanging off the edge of your covers and your back, the wings might get bent over time. So that's kind of one thing. All right, we'll do this one first. Again, pretty liberal with that glue. Gonna let it hang over the little postcard just a little bit. And we'll get this one going, and then if I need to move them, I literally have a couple seconds, not long, just a couple seconds. Now my husband, Mr. Frapps, would not like that. He likes things more straight. I think it gives it some interest. I'm going to go ahead and glue these ones down here as well. I like them a little wonky. If you don't, you can definitely make them as straight or however it is that you like them. I like the little bit of a off-centered little crookedness. And it's less pressure too. If you're not somebody who can get things perfectly straight, you don't have to be. I love that. All right, let's go ahead and glue this one. And they are dry. That's awesome. So that's how they turned out. When you're using stickles, I usually give myself overnight. I usually do stickles or Nuvo. I will do it last and then just let it dry. But since this one was just part of the craft, just did it at the beginning. Of course, you can use your heat tool. I don't like to when I'm using Nuvo and stickles, though, because it can bubble when you use the heat tool on there, and I don't like it with that bubbly look. Okay, so there's that one, that one, that one. I need to glue this one, and then we can add some antenna back on our butterflies. Like I said, it was surgery to snip it away, and then we'll cosmetically draw it back in. Our little butterflies didn't know it was surgery day. All right, I'm going to move that back just a little bit so that it can be on the background here and maybe not bend so much off the edge. And see right here where it's kind of hanging off of our tag in between, I'm just going to put a little bit of hot glue in there. So give it an extra little base to just hang on. And sometimes if I have parts like this, just go in with just a little bit of some hot glue and press it down. And of course, get those hot glue strings so they don't hang out and gunk up my project. There we go. Okay, so there is that part. Now we'll just take our micron pen and draw those back in. I've got something going on with this closure. It keeps giving me strings. I think it's because the end is kind of fraying a little bit. Just snip those off, and now I do have some glue strings. Eek. Okay, let's grab our micron pen, and this one is the O2 size. It doesn't really matter though. You might also have a different brand of pen like this, but this one is just the Micron O2 in whatever black. It's archival ink. And no fancy skill is required. Just go in and draw them however long looks good to your eye. And you can put the little dots on the end if you want to. Those ones I think look a little more whimsical, and that's totally fine. There we go. See, now we have our little butterfly antenna back, and you didn't have to try to fussy cut out any of those crazy things. So I think I have a little more time. I do. I've got like 20 minutes more. Let's see if we can cut out this little iris and find a place for it in the book. Because I think it will be beautiful. On the inside, I mostly have yellows and teal kind of colors, but I think this will still go. It's so weird for me to use yellow as well, but I really loved the paper. Nope. And again, when you're cutting these, fussy cutting these out, just, you know, kind of give yourself kind of close-ish to the edge, and then you can ink. And if you don't want to do like the dark brown ink on these, you could do a blue, that sort of thing. Now I have a couple of people who watch my Facebook lives that absolutely love fussy cutting. They say it relaxes them. Now, I don't feel like it relaxes me, probably because I am visually impaired, and man, it really puts a strain on my eyes if I do it for any length of time, and I know I don't get very close to the edge. But like I said, with these projects, I've found that it is okay. And sometimes it's good if you know, if you have like a little area like this, you just come in, move your scissors, and kind of snip around instead of trying to make it around the corner. So I don't know what Christy has up her sleeve for tonight's live. It is Crafter's Choice, so I don't know if she'll be doing some sort of junk journal or mixed media project or some kind of fun home decor piece, but she always has something fun. You won't want to miss it. If you haven't checked out her page already, it's Christy with a K, Crafty Cottage, and it is in the description, so you can definitely check that out. And it would be great if you would go and check out Leah's page, Make All the Things With Me. She's just not feeling well today. She does normally join us on Wednesdays. And we are just three ladies who love to support each other. Christy put us all together on this collective, and I am so glad she did, because it's been so much fun crafting with friends and just keeping it light and fun. And you know, if life gets in the way, we don't let it stress us out. Sometimes we have to cancel. We always try to be here on Wednesdays, but you know, sometimes things happen. We all have busy home lives, and some of us will pick up the slack if we can. If not, we just wish each other well and try to do the best we can, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And we support each other however we can. So it's great to find a group that does that for you. Okay, so see, now we're getting down here to the nitty-gritty, and it won't look that great if I keep going. I won't have much of an iris left. Speaking of iris, I was noticing today the weather has been so crazy. I live in Western Washington, and the daffodils are starting to bloom already, which they are typically the first bulb flower to bloom around here, but still, it's early, and they've got blooms, so I have a feeling the Tulip Festival is going to be not so great this year because it's going to be very, very early. All right, so I could put this word in here somewhere, and even right there, we could put this iris. I don't know if I like that, though. Oh, we could put it right there. Let's get some ink on the edge and see if I like it better after that. I've got my great, crazy fussy cutting. But like I said, you don't have to be a perfect fussy cutter to do these. You can just go around those edges with some ink and nobody will be the wiser. Ink will save the day for sure. Just be careful when you're holding it, especially in some of those little delicate spots there. And the ink will bring it all together as well. If you do the same thing to all of your pieces cohesively, it will just look like they belong together, even if they didn't. Okay, I'll put a little up there, a little right there, and of course all over my fingers. That's great. Okay, I think that looks good. And I think that's going to go right there. Look how fun that's going to be. We could also put it over here, kind of over the lace, but I think I liked it back over here better. Well, I don't know. Maybe right there is good. It does kind of hide it just a little bit, but then I think it gives you more room here if you want to write or put a photo. So let's put it right there. And of course, we're going to try to put quite a bit of glue, especially on these little skinny parts. All right. Lift up my little bow piece there, and this iris will just be kind of hidden underneath this little bow. Now it is kind of hanging over the edge there, and I don't think I really like that too much, so I'm going to go ahead and just snip it off. I always suggest that you look at your pieces from all of the angles, front, back, left, right, top, bottom, all the things, and see if you like what it's looking like. And if not, fix it. There's really no other answer than that. All right, we'll make sure it's all good and glued. How are we doing on our time here? Good, we got about another 12 minutes. I can maybe wipe up my fingers a little bit. I've never had an hour and a half before. It's great. Really cute. Everybody's liking it. Yay! Okay. There we go. And I think I do still need to just snip the edge of that just a little bit more. There we go. Look how cute. I love that. Okay, so now we can find a place for this. I do think I kind of liked it right there, but then it makes it so this part isn't very usable. We could put it down here, or even back there, or where's the part that flips open? This piece flips open. So we could just put it right here, actually, and leave that as a little tuck spot. I think I do kind of like it right there. So let's do that. So in order to leave that as a tuck spot, this bottom edge down here, we won't want to glue right to the edge. So we'll go ahead and put our glue all along this other edge here. And then that leaves it open if we want to put something in here like this. So maybe we have a little photo or a little note or piece of other ephemera that we want to put in there. Oh, good. I'm glad you're liking it, Diana. This has been really fun to put together. It started out as like, ooh, I don't know what I'm going to do for this event. And then I got this idea, and it just has been all coming together. Now this butterfly, I really had fun with this one. I outlined with the waterfall stickles, and then if you can see in here where it has more of a raised texture, that is Nuvo, and I just traced over the lines. This was a piece of a digital, I think, from Rach and Bella Crafts. But when you touch this, it's really great. So the outside is the waterfall stickles, and that kind of goes over kind of the same thing I did here with this one. This is just some stickles as well. Need to glue in there. My cardboard is coming apart. There we go. Don't want that. And just doing things like that throughout your project will help keep it very cohesive and looking like it's all belongs together. There we go. Sometimes cardboard can be a little finicky when you've used it. Just make sure everything is glued down good, especially since this is the cover of our book. We want it to be nice and sturdy. And those are the kinds of things I do when I'm doing my last, walkthroughs of my project, make sure that I'm liking it. I did have 2 leftover pieces that I did not use from this little kit, and that's okay. This was the fake lace and then another flower, and I can save those for something else. You don't have to use every single piece. I could also find them at home in the book, but I really don't feel like this blue really goes. Of course, I could ink it and what have you, but I still feel like it's better for a project somewhere else. Okay. So I think I love this. I'm going to add just a little more ink here. How are we doing? We still have 8 minutes. Wow. Just add a little more ink to those white spots, and it'll just kind of really blend into the place where we have it going there. All right, so all this took, I think it's 5 envelopes that I have in here, 5 A2 size envelopes, and 1, 2, 3, 4, yep, 5 A2 size envelopes, and then 2 coin size envelopes, and then some scrapbook paper. And the scrapbook paper was super fun because it started off like this color. And then with scorched timber and some hickory smoke and uncharted mariner, it's turned out this way. And I love that. I love that effect. Just the grunge of it really matched the aesthetic of this paper. And these papers are in my Amazon shop. And I liked how they had little hints of teal. That's where that actually all came from. So this book now actually closes like this, and this is where I'm getting those strings from. The closure is all glued in there, and this little piece of a bow is a little bit annoying because I put it right in the same spot as the closure, but it doesn't seem to affect anything when I close it up. So it just closes like this right over that little bow, and of course we can put it this way here. Perfect. I'm not a great bow maker anymore. I used to make tons and tons of bows when I did floral design work, but I did learn one secret, and I didn't even know that I was tying bows incorrectly. So if you make your loops, I usually go around like this and loop, but then it tries to sit all wonky. And so I learned from some TikTok video that if you, instead of going around the back like that, you want to go around the, yeah, I used to go around the back, but you want to go around the front and then through, which feels weird for me, but it's the better way to do it, because then your little loops are on your little left side. They're not trying to fight to go all wonky like. I'm going to cut that down just a little bit. There we go. I should use some pinking shears, and then maybe it wouldn't fray. So we could also use some Nuvo drops and fill this in. I think that could be fun. Let's put some extra glue down here just to make sure. That is hot glue, so we want to make sure we're careful and that we get all of our strings. And we'll put some here too. All those little finishing details that will make for a really great finish on your project. Let's see, I want to trim that. I see one more string here. I don't know, I haven't ever really used this chiffon ribbon. I think it's chiffon mesh or something. I don't know much before, and especially not as a closure, but it does fray, which I kind of like. But then it's creating all these extra strings, which I don't like. I guess we can't have it all. Now, I'm not totally sure if I will add, maybe I'll add a couple little flowers here or not. What do you guys think? Does the cover look finished to you, or should we add a couple little flowers there? And those are little faux hydrangea petals, and I love those. Love them, love them, love them. I did have some little tiny petals somewhere. I don't remember what I saw them in though. They were sort of like this. In fact, maybe they're right there. Actually, I think the ones I'm thinking of were at Mama Christine's house. But see, we could add this little flower there. More flowers, more flowers. See, I'm glad I'm not the only one that thinks more flowers. I do kind of like that one. And maybe we could even put one of these leaves. Let's see what that would look like. So we could add this little leaf in there, and I kind of like that because it gives a little touch of pink. And then we could put this one just down there. I think that looks really great, actually. Gives it a little more interest. Those are pink. Let's see, I'm trying to decide if I have more of these little tiny flowers. This one, they're kind of like little roses, but we could put one like right there and it would kind of tie in the pink. I think I like that. Let's see what it looks like. Of course, I'll cut that little thing off of there and there. I like that one. All right. So let's see. Let's glue this one down. Get rid of this little stem. This book is beautiful. Good. I'm glad you like it. I have been loving it as well. I think I might even make another one just because it was so much fun to make. I just got some really beautiful butterfly paper that I could use instead of the yellow paper that's inside. And I think that could be fun. All right, let's put this one down here. these. There we go. And then we can snip this. Now this is going to give it kind of some extra dimension. I don't know if I really like. No, see, it's going to stick way off like this. That's not going to look cute. Let's see. Don't know if this one, well, let's just try it. See if we can. Now these scissors are Fisker snips. They are designed to cut through all kinds of things. So don't try that with your regular scissors. Oh, that's about perfect now. See how many layers it had to cut through? And it really got that bulk off of there. So don't try that with your regular scissors. I'm going to put a bunch of hot glue, and then this will just sit right down in. Give it a little bit of dimension, but not be totally bulking out. All right, that is my time. We finished perfectly just in time. Look at that. I love that. So head on over to Christy's Crafty Cottage and see what she is in the making of today. And I will see you guys next Wednesday here on Frapps and Scraps. Thanks so much for joining me for the Artistry Collective's Crafter's Choice Live event. Bye, everyone.